the title of the stream is kind of the pre-genesis, I guess, of my channel. It's not where my channel started, but it's where my channel got its momentum. And it's something that I constantly say throughout my content. It's something that I constantly stand on, and that's that I believe that black culture is trash. So before we get into that, and before we get into the meat of it, and just so you know, we're gonna try an open panel. I'm gonna try an open panel and see how that goes. And if you think I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to join it and to join and speak your piece. And also, I just want to say that, for anybody that tunes in, anybody that was tuned in and will be tuned in, I appreciate you. I appreciate you because you could be doing anything, you could be anywhere. And you're here kicking it with me. So for however long you are kicking it with me, I appreciate you. Your presence is welcome. Like I was saying, we're gonna try an open panel style, and after I give my monologue, because if you're going to argue for or against what I'm saying, you need to at least be able to let me flesh it out, because you might hear me say in passing, oh, this is black culture is trash. And like I was saying, this is kind of the pre-genesis of where my channel really got its momentum from. So it's something that always has to be revisited, because yes, a lot of my focus is on black culture and the black community. It might be different aspects of the black community. It might be different aspects of the culture, but all of it revolve around the same common theme, and that is black culture. Whether it's pop the balloon, whether it's reacting to celebrities in black culture, whether it's reacting to politicians, it all revolves around black culture on this channel. And that's not even when we're talking about other races, it revolves in it all circles back to black culture. Why does it circle back to black culture? It's not because, oh, I just hate black people. Oh, I don't want to be black. Oh, I don't want to be, oh, I wish I was white. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. The truth of the matter is, black culture needs help. And I believe personally that I will go so far to say is that black culture needs to be kind of eliminated and just brought back from the ground up. That's what I believe. That's my personal opinion, because I believe that, I'm appreciate the like the like. Thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to demonstrate and illustrate some points that I'm going to make, and I'm going to start with a clip. But I just thought it would be in the best interest to start and make my position clear from the get-go. I believe that black culture is trash. Now, does that mean that I hate black people? No. Does that mean that I don't want to be black? No. Does that mean that I don't consider myself black? No. Does that mean that I hate just that I just want to crap on and down black people? No. What it means is that I believe that black culture celebrates, embraces, and endorses the worst people, the worst behaviors, the absolute just most destructive behaviors, influencers, leaders, quote unquote leaders, the worst behaviors, the worst media, the worst music, the worst movies, the worst just when you look at black culture from an objective lens, you cannot deny that in general, most of it is destructive. A lot of it can be blamed on Gen X for doing the dirt. I personally put a little bit of the blame on the boomers because they set the foundation for a lot of the stuff that Gen X would do. You know what I mean? And when you look at these different, just the culture in itself, there's an issue. There's an issue. But guys, I'm gonna be right back because I forgot my coffee and this is not gonna work without that. Yeah, sorry.
Não é só na vida que a vida não é na janela que se olha. Há uma linha clara perto da saída. Fecha os olhos.
See, this is why you guys gotta support me and help my channel blow up so that I can get somebody to deliver my coffee for me. No, I'm just playing. But like I said, I believe that Black culture is trash. I believe that Black culture celebrates and champions the worst types of behaviors, the worst people. They're influenced by the worst behaviors. Just overall, what's the phrase that they say? Low vibrational. That's a good way I would describe Black culture. Low vibrational. They look, for instance, right? All the people, let's look at the election, for instance, right? Kamala Harris felt all that they believe that they have to do in order to secure the Black vote is get ratchet celebrities like Meg Thee Stallion. You know, maybe I might be jumping ahead of myself, but celebrities like Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Cardi B, these ratchet women are the people that they chose to represent them and speak to Black people. What does that say about what does that say about Black people? But I am not done because I can go on and on about the devastating effects that the decisions and the behaviors that Black people endorse and celebrate. And we can get into that. You want to talk about broken families. You want to talk about lack of leadership in the community. You want to talk about financial illiteracy. You want to talk about lack of community empowerment, lack of community unity. We can go through all that. But it's not just that. It's also the fact that Black culture rebukes people that are positive. So it's not just that they embrace negative, because every culture has negative, but Black culture will literally rebuke and tear down and try to destroy anybody that might speak positively or might try to help the community do better, that might want better for the community, that might want better for themselves. What do? When you become a successful Black, what do they say to you? What do they call you? A sellout. When you become, when you learn when you learn how to speak properly, when you learn how to talk like you got some sense and not rely completely on ebonics, what do they say? Oh, you talking white. When you get money, what do they say? Oh, he had to sell out for the white man. You move out the hood because it's dangerous. Oh yeah, he too good for us. That's Black culture. They will rebuke anything that is good. Anytime that someone tries to do better for themselves or the community, no, you are in violation. You stay down in the bottom of the barrel with us. This is what you have to deal with. This is what you have to deal with. You have to deal with a culture that's teaching their women that they don't need to rely on men, or that men aren't important in their lives. You got men, a culture that teaches men that they should be relying on women. You know what I mean? It's just everything when you look at black culture is backwards. It's backwards. You got you have women thinking that they can raise families and fill voids of a father, or men, and you have men thinking just look, let's not look, like I said, we can go down the list. We can go all the way down the list. But at the end of the day, that is my position. My position is black culture celebrates and champions the worst behaviors, and not just champions the worst behaviors, but they or they rebuke, and they go against, they fight against, and they tear down anything or anybody that might want to do good for itself. At the end of the day, what we're looking at is a culture that is fighting you for the right to destroy itself. Oh, and behold, that you have anything constructive to contribute to black culture. Now, I know there are people that'll say, oh, this is not true. It's not true. And it's just, you have to understand. Hey, what's going on, Mrs. Brett? Appreciate you. Appreciate you for stopping through. Um, but I need you guys to understand what I'm saying, because what is it that people always say? They always say, well, in my generation, or when we were doing this, when we were young, when we were doing this, and I get that, right? I completely 100% understand and get that at one time black culture had substance. But let's be honest and think in perspective. Right now, right now, right now, we have to look at the current, current. And by current, it doesn't mean the 60-year-old. I hate to say this. It's no disrespect to you. But look, you 60 plus, 50 plus, you're not the culture. You're not the culture. They don't respect you. Now, should the elders be a beacon? Should the elders be who we're looking to? Yes, 100%. But guess what? Guess what? Part of the problem is they don't. They don't. You have to look at the youth. The youth are the reflection. They are a mirror, because they look, they only put out what's put into them. If you're a young person growing up with all this sexual deviancy, growing up with all this confusion, growing up with all this hostility, with all the violence, with all this just senseless degeneracy, that's the word, degeneracy. The senseless degeneracy, you're gonna grow up to be a degenerate. I hate to say it. Maybe you can rise above. Maybe. But if everybody was doing it, would it really be called rising above? It's not the standard. It could be, but it's not. It's not. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, man. Mrs. Brett says, black culture is degenerate culture. Our people ain't ish. I agree. I agree. I agree. What else can you call it but degenerate culture? What else can you call it? What's going on, Maika? How you been, man? Yeah, life. Life. Good and bad, but life. Life, bro. Good to see you though, man. Glad appreciate you stopping through. Appreciate you too, Mrs. Brett. I appreciate the comments. Look, like I said before, I appreciate everybody that tunes into these live streams, and I just hope it can bring you value. I hope I can provide some type of value, whether it's entertainment as I go off in my rants, or whether it's something that I say that might resonate or spark something, or might help you be able to articulate something that you're trying to say to a family, or you might be able to help me articulate it. So I appreciate the comments. Definitely, it's refreshing. Thank you. Um, eh, Especially like when I see people that's been that's been with me for a while, like Maika. Like I appreciate you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so black culture. Black culture. That is the thesis. That is the axiom that I am laying down. That black culture it's self destructive. It embraces this negative, destructive, degenerate behavior, and not just that. It champions the worst people. The worst. It takes its influence from the worst people, drug dealers, degenerate entertainers. I mean, look, think about it. Think about it. You don't never hear anybody saying, "Oh, I want to be like that lawyer." Oh, I want to be like that doctor. You don't. These people, like, you know what I mean? And no shade to Kai Sanat, but you know what I mean? They want to be Kai Sanat. They want to be Drewski. They want to be Kevin Hart. I'm just saying, when you think about that, where's the desire to be like, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you want to be like a black Tony Stark? Wouldn't you want to be like, you know what I mean, the black Elon Musk? Wouldn't you want to be like the black, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, think about it in perspective. Maybe I'm a hypocrite because maybe I want to be like the not home, like the not gay black Tom Ford. So I mean, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm a hypocrite, but that's just, I'm just saying. It's like, think about it. Think about it. What like why is the culture influenced by what it's influenced by? Maika says the problem is some of the people have not only been went astray, but also might have lost the desire to be led due to their inhumanity. I think that that's a big problem. You're absolutely right. A lot of people, you can't teach people. Like, people, they always say, I remember somebody commented on one of my videos, and they said, "Well, why don't you teach the Pookie?" And the problem is, like you said, they don't you can't teach somebody something that doesn't want to be taught. So Pookie doesn't want to be taught. Pookie ain't trying to hear about a better way, a new way to think. Some people, more than some people would like to admit, do they do not like to they don't want to hear it. They just want to do what's been working for them, or what they think has been working for them, or all they know. And all they know is just all they know. They don't know anything else. They don't know anything else. So it's like, how can you help them? How can you help them? I mean, honestly, how can you help them? You can want to, you could try to, you can speak to these people, but I've seen people been pouring into them and speaking all their life, and it just never clicked. It was never gonna click. That's and it's sad to say. It's sad to say, but um, yeah.